Starting an arcade in the 90s, you gotta be nuts to do that. Hello, everybody. Catchy1383 with Catchy Gaming. And this is episode 98 of the Epic Store Weekly Free Games. We have two games this week. First one being Arcade Paradise. Developed by Nosebleed Interactive. It's a single-player business simulator. It's also an indie game. It says casual and adventure. Adventure is a bit of a stretch. And when I say a bit of a stretch, it's not an adventure game. But it was published by Wired Productions, originally released on the PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, back in August 2022. Approaching 2 years at this point. So this game's definitely going to be a bit of a slow burn in terms of what happens. You're some kid in the 90s whose dad is making him go to work, and he got him a job running the laundromat that he owns. At least it starts off that way. Apparently, as you progress, it turns into a full-blown arcade. Never mind, in 10 years, that's going to be completely horrible business investment. And it's a little weird. It's got to be late 90s, considering they actually have like a chat function and internet in the back room in the office. And they have like a personal assistant daddy thing. I had one long time ago too, a Clie. So it's like, I don't know, the technology feels a bit off. But when you first start, and I'm guessing it just continues to be this way as you play, you pick up trash, pull gum off the walls. I'm guessing eventually you no longer do laundry, but you take money out of the arcades and stuff like that, and it's a slow burn. Didn't really care for it too much. I did try a game or two on the arcade. I mean, they're extremely basic games. I guess they didn't really want to actually program full-on games, and I wouldn't blame them in terms of making it for a whole entire arcade. I kind of sort of wonder if it turned out to like the arcade in GTA 5, where you end up only eventually just getting duplicate games, because there's only so many that they're willing to program for. Yep. I didn't get far enough to turn the laundromat into an arcade, so I wish I could say more, but I wasn't exactly thrilled by the game to want to keep going. If you want to give it a try by yourself, though, it's free until tomorrow morning. I guess I should apologize for being a touch late in terms of that, because I've been a bit busy this week. But there was one thing that was bugging me about the game, and that was like, why am I wasting money buying arcade machines? Why am I not touching up the tile floor and filling up the vending machines, which are empty? I don't know, that's just me. Anyways, let's move on to the next game. Then there's the Maid of Sker. Or Maid of Sker. I don't know why it was like a little pirate noise there. This is a survival horror indie game. Originally released on the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Windows. And it's almost 4 years old at this point in time. Originally being released in July 2020. Published by Wales Interactive and also developed by Wales Interactive. It's not a bad looking game. Its aesthetics are actually quite pleasing. It does have that eerie sort of feel to it. So you start off going into a hotel that's going under its grand reopening, but everything's desolate and ruined. And it looks like it's been this way for a while, so it's a little confusing why a train even went to the hotel to begin with. I mean, everything's overgrown and stuff like that. So I don't know why, and the train is the last stop. Doesn't make sense to me. And then when you actually talk to someone via a phone, it absolutely drove me nuts, because it kept doing this weird pausing, clicking thing.
You do not know how wonderful it is to hear your voice. prayed that you received it, hoped that you would come.
So I'm not sure if that's tied to like story elements of the game, because that would just be some 4D levels of chess if they're recordings, which I kind of thought they might be due to the clicking. To just have that kind of level of dialogue ready, like, oh, quick, get the cylinder or the record ready. I don't know. I didn't get that far. It's more like jump scare the game than it is survival horror. I guess I don't know if anyone's familiar with Amnesia. I'm pretty sure that's a similar game where you don't actually fight the things that are after you. That's what you do in this game. You wander through the hotel or parts of it or the surrounding grounds, and there's these hooded men, kind of discounting magos there, that you have to sneak by without making any noise. Otherwise, they'll catch you and they'll kill you. And I have another sinking suspicion that, although, yes, I'm here to rescue this woman, that she sent a letter. I don't know what this relationship is, but several other musicians have been lured here, and I don't think it's a coincidence. And I'm suspecting that she's bringing people here to kill them. And yes, there's actually a thing in the game where they have a lighthouse that they turn the light out on so that boats will crash against the shore, and something that lures people in via singing. And I'm guessing that's what's actually going on here. Maybe a siren, I think, in terms of what is being used to lure people here to their deaths. But in terms of, I don't know, actual scares gameplay, it really didn't do that, at least not for me. And I really just didn't care to play past that point after I kind of get the gist of it. I mean, I got to a few points where I did have to sneak around, but that was it. And one of the things they do is they have these records just scattered through the area that are indicative of what you see of games where they have audio logs. I mean, yes, it played a major part in, let's say, Bioshock and a few other games, but now it's kind of becoming a bit of a cliche to have audio records everywhere. And I kind of feel like they dealt their hand a little too soon, maybe made it a little obvious I would have to look or just play through the game in terms of what's going on and what I'm potentially going to be facing or releasing and then facing, because it's a huge mistake. And like I said, I had an inkling before where I have to go around and get these brass cylinders for harmonium, and I suspect it's not going to be good. But I don't know, it's just not my cup of tea. It's a little bit of a slow burn again. I mean, you give it a try. It is available until July 25th at 10 a.m. Central Time. Anyways, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Have a good one.